Hello, my name is Mike Johnson. I'm taking you on an inside and outside tour of this Thor Hurricane 34E Class A motorhome. The very nice full body painted motorhome. I'm going to explain in thorough detail about this motorhome, so you can fast forward to the parts that you want to see, or you can watch the whole video. Totally up to you. But starting out on the outside, this is a full body paint. That means all these graphics are painted on with a glossy clear coat over the top. A lot of motorhomes these days are just bare fiberglass, and they look nice when you buy them brand new, but 4 or 5 years later they look all faded and, you know, they look 20 years old after 5 years. Not this one. This is a full body paint motorhome. As a glossy waxed clear coat over it, and they took the time at the factory on this one to paint on all the graphics. Now that cost about $8,000 extra over the non-full body paint motorhome, so it's not a cheap treatment. It's very time consuming, and they do a really good job. So full body graphics, and I'm going to go up and I'm going to show you features. This being a Thor Hurricane, it has a little doggy view window. People with their little dogs, they like to, you can, if you have a little dog and you bring it with you, the little dog will lay there and look out the window, even bigger dogs too. But it also lets you see if there's any motorcycles or bicyclists when you're turning, just looking straight down, and you might be able to see where other motorhomes might have a blind spot. Up on your big high visibility rear view towing mirror, you have power aim, heated mirrors, wide convex, and side view cameras. There's a side view camera right here, right in the mirror, so when you turn on the left or right turn signal, it gives you a side view. Something like this gives you the opportunity to see who's beside you when you're driving or turning, in lane changing. It's a really nice feature. This has a big power awning. The older motorhomes had little sticks, and you had to go back and forth and grab the little sticks. I'm hitting a switch right here inside the entry door, and I'm going to put the awning out. The awning is in really good condition. Opening right up, making a lot of shade. It's press push button operated. It rolls in, rolls out. Nice big power awning. Excellent condition. But it has two additional awnings. The additional awnings are over the slide outs. Now those automatically roll in or out because they're attached to the slide out. Those aren't for shade of your campground, that's for shade of your RV slide out. Now when you go park under a tree and the squirrels and the birds are throwing acorns at you, they just roll off the side when you put the slides in. If you don't have slide topper awnings, then you're going to be getting a broom and sweeping it off and getting all the leaves and whatever falls on top of your awning. You don't have to worry about with this. You just put the slides in and you're good to go. All the water runs off to the side, and these have a pretty steep angle on them, so that the water will run off very easily. Now this has also the Schwintek slide out mechanism, which are very good. I'm very pleased with them overall. I have very little problems. The only RVs I've ever seen that have problems with the Schwintek are with the full wall slides on the earlier ones, but these are not that. These are actually a big improvement because you have support on the bottom and the top of your slide out in 4 points. It holds a slide out rigid so that at any position it's still part of the wall. You know, when you make a RV and you cut a hole in the side, it can affect the structural strength, but the Schwintek mechanism keeps the slide out structurally part of the wall and makes the whole RV stronger, and it doesn't flex as much. It's a really nice RV. There is also a height adjustment. You can loosen these nuts and you can actually pull this down even lower depending on the angle of the sun. And I mentioned it rolls up under power. I'm just going to hit the switch, roll it up. Put away that easy. If you had one of these older, like 2002 or 2004 motorhomes, man, this is easy. This is a way to go. Has new tires on the front. The front tires were replaced. The rear tires are in good condition. Glossy full body paint. Has full pass-through storage in several compartments. We have the generator running right now. That noise is the generator. It's a very quiet generator. It's running 2 air conditioners right now. It's running smooth and steady. We have serviced the generator thoroughly, so you shouldn't have any problems. I'm going to point out this has an exterior power cord connector. There's an advantage to this. So it comes with a power cord. You just open this, twist and turn. On some motorhomes, the power cords come out through a big hole in the bottom. This has the advantage that if there's critters outside like mice, rats, and squirrels, there's no way they're going to get inside your motorhome through this power cord. I have seen motorhomes of other brands in the past where critters have gotten inside and caused a little bit of damage, and that avoids that because the power cord goes in through the side. There's no break in the seal of the RV. On the back we have full LED brake and turn lights. These are LED light strips, really nice. You can see the turn signals from a mile down the road. Very bright, keeps you from getting rear-ended, and they're mounted up high, so if you're towing a car behind, you can see the brake lights right over the top of the car, and even a boat or some trailers. Even if the lights weren't, if you forgot to plug the lights in on your trailer that you're towing, those are mounted high enough you can see them from behind. It's really nice. Large cargo storage on the outside. This one has a mega size cargo storage compartment. Not many of these motorhomes have enough room to put a spare tire, but this one is fully large enough to fit a full-size spare tire in there, or your other camping goodies. Let's take a look at the tire treads when we get to the end of the video. We're gonna go underneath and we'll go up on the roof. We'll go look around. Outside there is an outside power center here, so you have 110 volts, so you can set up your George Foreman grill. Cargo storage compartments. 2 of them are full pass-through to the other side. These 2. So if I put my camera in the right mode, goes all the way across on these 2. And I do have computer matched touch-up paint, so if you get any nicks or scratches in the paint, or you see some, I had the computer match. This is brand new, custom-made touch-up paint for all 4 colors. There's a light gray, a dark gray, a light gold, and a darker gold. 4-color exterior full body paint with touch-up paint. So if you say oops, go get a Q-tip and you touch up bottles, and the oops disappears before your spouse sees it. Oh, that was there, honey. Sure. Keep you out of trouble. Keep you out of embarrassment, because very nice motorhome. We're gonna go inside, take a look at the inside, and we're gonna go on the roof. We're gonna go underneath on this 2013 Thor Motor Coach 34E. So let's go inside the 34E and take a look. I'm going to talk all about the various systems inside. I'm going to take my time. If you want, you can, of course, fast forward through the video, get to what you want to see. So we're going to start with a quick walkthrough, showing them the front. We have these swiveling, very, very nice captain's chairs. They swivel around so you can join the conversation. You got a very nice U-dinette, so you can fit more than 4 people in here. Very comfortable, all joined around the table. You've got a sofa that faces the TV. My kids enjoyed this because we hooked up a video game console, put it right in the cabinet underneath, plugged it in, and they were playing Xbox as we went cross country. So we did test this out. We picked it up in New Mexico, brought it, and so the kids were enjoying playing Xbox on the TV while they're seat belted into the sofa here, and that was very convenient. They could watch a movie if they wanted. In the back you have a queen bed. This is a 2-bathroom motorhome. This is a 2-restroom motorhome. There's a front bathroom, easy to get access when you're on the road. You got a sink, a toilet, linen storage, all kind of deep storage in the front restroom. Weatherproof roof, vent, light, medicine cabinet, under cabinet storage. Nice flooring in this coach. Towel rack, so your cross-country trips, you've got a front restroom. You have a washer and dryer ready compartment here, so you can actually have a stacked washer and dryer. It does not have a stacked washer and dryer in it now, but if you go to a place like Camping World, they say we'll install it for $59 sometimes. So if you go buy one, you can have it installed if that's something you need. Otherwise, you have this vast storage compartment in the meantime. Queen size bed with this bay view windows on the side of the bed. Of course, they have the night shades that close, so privacy. Queen size bed, bedroom television, so you can watch TV from the bedroom. You've got a gizmo compartment on the side here for Blu-ray, DVD, whatever type of gadgets you want to connect to your bedroom TV. Or if you want a bigger TV, you have a notch here. You can put a 32-inch or larger TV in here if you're big on TV. Some of my customers like TV, some of them hate TV, so it just depends on your preference. Right here is your full rear bathroom. So in the rear bathroom you have a second toilet, 2 toilets. That's nice when you're camping. You know, some people, they make do with the bushes, but you've got civilization with you right here. 2 toilets. Glass shower enclosure. We had a housekeeping person come through and professionally make sure that this is all clean and sanitized. So it's not very used. It's even got the label still in place in the shower. Nice shower hardware and everything in here. Medicine cabinet. LED lighting in this coach. All your main lighting in this coach is all LED. You've got 2 air conditioning units on this with a big 50-amp generator. So right now we're running the bedroom air, but you can run both if necessary. Separate thermostats for each one. Vast storage compartments with a roller glide drawer hardware. So you've got a lot of storage in this coach. You've got pocket doors, so when you want your bathroom privacy to do your business, shower, restroom, whatever, you've got these pocket doors. This is 8 feet across. The coach is 8 feet wide, so this is an 8-foot wide rear restroom by approximately 3 feet deep. Very large rear restroom. A lot of room back here. And you have a second set of pocket doors right here. Privacy in the bedroom. Whether you're changing clothes or going to bed, close your privacy doors. You've got power outlets next to the bed. Right here, 110 volt power, so when you're plugged in at the campground, you can plug in your gizmos, sit them on your nightstands. You have storage over the bed, so you can put all your storage up here as well. I did mention a lot of storage. LED lighting over the bed, LED lighting. The TV, by the way, we're watching over the air broadcast. This is free TV. It does have a satellite capability on this RV. If you bring your satellite box and connect it to the satellite antenna, you can use that as well. But this is over the air, free TV broadcast. In my Southern California area, we can get sometimes 150 channels depending on where you're located. It does have an amplified antenna. While we're talking about the TV, the main TV, I'm going to talk about that. I mentioned we're over the air broadcast. The TV is on a swivel bracket, which I can hit a release, and the TV moves away from the wall, and you can aim it to watch it in other parts of the coach. So you do have that capability. There's a bracket behind, you can push it back, latch it into position, and it's ready for travel. Up in this overhead has a TV signal antenna booster, a high quality Winegard signal antenna booster. You have ready to hook up your satellite boxes, VCRs, whatever you want to hook up, DVD players. You can select which TV watches what from the TV selector. This is a power supply for the satellite dish up on the roof, and all your wires are hidden in this cabinet, so you don't have to look at them unless you want to hook something up. Then they're all right there, easy access, super simple to hook something up in here. Of course, the TVs have HDMI inputs, so in this compartment you can just feed your HDMI cable. That's what we did with the game system, right through the slot there, and put your players in the compartment, which is super easy for the kids to get access to them when you're driving down the road. Additional storage overhead. Over here you can use this potentially as a pantry, but you have your large kitchen with genuine Korean countertop. This RV has a full oven. Some people, that's a must-have, a gas LP oven, because if you're full hookup, it's not as much of a big deal. But if you go to a national or state park campground where they don't have electrical hookups, you may not be allowed to use your, well, if you're following the rules, you may not be supposed to use your generator after 8 p.m. in national park campgrounds. So the microwave might be off limit if you can't use the generator, but having a oven and a 3-burner cooktop right here, you have your propane on board, big propane tank, and then you can cook, fry, bake, whatever you need to do with this. It's very helpful for certain people. So an absorption RV refrigerator, this runs by making cooling by heating, which doesn't make sense at first, but there's a liquid mix of ammonia and water that passes through pipes in a zigzag Z pattern behind here. When it gets to the bottom, there's a heat source. Either it's a flame from the propane burning, or electrical heater element in the back, and it heats that until it evaporates. The gas rises to the top, and then it starts cooling through a vent on the outside in its secret compartment behind the refrigerator. Once it gets to the point where it condenses, it causes freezing temperatures. That's how it gets cold in the refrigerator and the freezer. That's very energy efficient process. So by doing this energy efficient process, you can run the refrigerator for a week or longer. It uses a very small amount of 12-volt battery and propane to cool. And then that's the advantage. So if you go dry camping, it's a big advantage. But a lot of times now you see RVs with bigger refrigerators. The problem with the bigger refrigerators, Those bigger ones, most of them are not an absorption style. They're like your home style, so they have a compressor. If you have a big refrigerator, every time you open and close the door, you let all the cold air out. Then it has to run again. And if it's running on battery, the battery of a larger mega residential refrigerator, you may run the battery down in a day or two, and then your refrigerator turns off. Not this type. This type will run a long time, maybe a week, maybe longer, before you run down the battery in your refrigerator. So you don't have to worry about ruining your food, usually with an absorption type refrigerator. So we're talking also about kitchen features. Big, full size, like a 2 cubic foot residential microwave oven. Nice compartment under here. I have a little bag of trash so that if I make a mess. But look underneath, it's nice and clean under here. It's not like all scratched up from pots and pans. The sink covers are present, they're not damaged. They're in good condition, and they're right here if you need to cover your sink. All the compartment doors and everything are in good condition. It's nice and clean in here. The flooring is nice. Very nice, clean flooring. No damage. No odd marks on it, on the flooring or the cabinet. The linen on the bed is brand new. It's expensive Bed and Bath and Beyond stuff. So this is brand new, never slept in. So you can keep that with the RV. High-end stuff. Over here is a queen size pull-out bed. Okay, so you can pull this bed out, open it up, and then you have a queen size bed. So here's your queen size center area bed inflated. It's a little bit hard to pass through because this is a full queen size bed, but if you need sleeping capacity for 2 people in a comfortable bed, this is a queen size. And then of course you have the U-dinette / sleeping area right here. So this sofa, when it's unfolded into a bed, and then you inflate the air mattress, which is including a brand new one, you inflate the air mattress and set it on top and make up your bed, and you have the regulation queen size right here. A lot of room to sleep. But the big feature on this RV is you have a front electric drop-down bed. So there's a little compartment right here. You just hit lower and you watch to make sure it's not going to interfere with anything. The engine has to be off, and then you lower the drop-down bed. The whole assembly comes down. Make sure it's not going to hit anything, and you can lower it down to the tops of the chairs. Or if you move the chairs, you can lower it maybe a little bit further. And then there is a ladder to get up to this drop-down bed. You can climb up here and sleep 2 people. This is a full-size bed. So 1 person will easily fit up here, 2. And it is netted, so if somebody cuddles all the way to the back, they're not going to fall off on the other side because the net blocks it. So there is room to fit 2. So you could fit 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8. And if you have more guests, potentially you can have enough room to inflate 1 of those or 2 of those Intex air beds on the floor. But it's going to get really cramped in here if you want to do that. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mentioned there's a ladder. Here's the ladder. I pulled it out of the cabinet. It's right here. It's an aluminum ladder. It's nice and strong so they can climb up and down the bed safely. And here's the cushion that I mentioned. It's in really good condition. Just you lower the table down and put this cushion into position, and then you have a place for someone to sleep. Very nice. So we're going to talk about the dash features in this Thor motor coach. It's a very nice dash setup. Ice cold dash air conditioning. Let me turn it down. We've got fully operational dash defroster and ventilation fans up on the dash there. I'm going to turn those off. There's 2 speeds. So you've got low or high right here on the dash. That's extremely helpful in cold weather. But in the centerpiece of the dashboard, we have a new Pioneer premium sound stereo system with Apple CarPlay, which includes navigation system. So I have an iPhone 8 connected with a genuine Apple cord. You need to use your genuine Apple cord that came with your device, or get a new cord from Apple. Some of the aftermarket cords may not transmit data as well, and if you're having problems with that on other devices, that's probably why. The Apple cord from Apple is connected, and then we have in-dash navigation, and the navigation is supported from my phone. Hey Siri, give me directions to Disneyland.
Getting directions to Disneyland Park. Starting route to Disneyland Park.
Okay, so
Head
we
east
just
on Willowbrook Road, then turn left onto Fairford Street.
plug in the phone. The phone is connected, the directions are already in there, and now you have navigation on screen. Your phone now says CarPlay. This is state-of-the-art technology. Some of the brand new cars are...
Then turn left onto Fairford Street.
See your directions coming through the stereo speakers. So you can listen to your music on your phone, and then your directions are coming through the radio. It's very nice. And then you can start taking your directions. Very simple. Playing music right now off the stereo system. So you got your playlist right here. It's very nice. Touchscreen. So you can scan through your playlist right here on the dash radio. You don't have to play with your phone when you're driving. You don't want to be playing with your phone when you're driving an RV, but having your navigation right here on the dash. Very, very convenient. Now, it also has side view cameras. So for example, when I turn on my left turn signal, I'm looking at the left side view camera with color display. But if I turn on my right turn signal, now I'm looking at my right side view camera. See that? As I turn the left one, it's very fast, very responsive. Instant change to the correct camera. Now if I turn it off, I can peek at my backup camera here. There's your backup camera. Or if I put it in reverse, I've got my backup display. There is a motorhome right behind us. So there you go. Everything you need right here in the dashboard, easy access. It is even possible to watch your backup camera while you're driving down the road. You just go in the home screen, and then you go in the menu, and then you turn on your camera view. And now I'm watching my backup camera. So if you're towing a boat or a car behind you, you can take and keep your eyes on it. And notice the music is still playing through the stereo system while we have a backup camera view, which some of the older radios, they wouldn't do that. This is a brand new 2019 Pioneer, and it has Bluetooth. There's a little microphone down here on the dashboard, so if you get a call while you're connected, you can answer and take your call through the vehicle stereo system. It'll pause the music and everything. So it does have that capability. Over on the left side, we have our automatic leveling jacks. If you're in a fairly level site, you can use auto level. If you're on a more extreme slope, you don't want to use auto level. Why? Because you don't want to lift your tires off the ground. They support your braking system. If you're on a hill and you do auto level, if it's too extreme, you don't want to try that. But in the normal campground, when you're ready to set up and camp, just hit on and auto, and it'll level it right away. My personal taste, I'm a micromanaging type, so I like to manually level it. But These are very reliable leveling jack systems. A lot of manufacturers are using the same system right now. The LCI is very reliable, works really good. You have power mirrors on this coach, heated mirrors, cup holders. This is your headlight switch, your standard Ford headlight switch. You have fog lights. You have an emergency jump start switch. If you're camping and you run down your battery to nothing, you can jump start. You have two separate battery systems in the coach, the vehicle engine battery and the house batteries. And if one is run down, you can use the jump start switch to jump start to the other system. So the current odometer reading is 18,350. The brake light is on because the parking brake is set. It's 89 degrees outside, but it's nice and cool in the coach. And the nice thing about Ford, they have an hour meter. Engine hours, 474 hours. That's not bad. Very low hours on the Ford engine. You can do this on Fords. They came up with that for the police cars because police sit there and idle all day to see how often it needs an oil change. But when you're looking at Fords, you always want to know how many engine hours on the Ford engine and how many miles. Because some people are idlers, like law enforcement officers in their police cars are idling a lot. You know, K9 unit vehicles, of course, are idling all the time. But that's how they keep track of when those Ford vehicles need an oil change, is by the engine hours. Right here on the dash, you have a generator start stop switch. You have a cab light. This coach has LED lighting, and including the cab light. They're not a weird color. They look just like regular light bulbs, but they're low heat, very bright. And of course, this is my electric bed overhead. It looks just like a normal cockpit. But I do want to point a few other things. We added these side shades. I've seen them in other motorhomes like Forest River Georgetowns. They're slow rise roller shades. Extremely useful because when you're driving in an A-class motorhome, you have these giant cab windows, but maybe the sun is glaring in on the left or the right, and you can pull these down. I can still see my mirror, but it keeps the sun out of my eyes. It helps me a lot when I'm driving. And there's another one. Again, these are brand new on the left and right side. I really like these. The thing about the right side, it has this little doggy view window. So when you're little dogs like to sit out here and look out the window. But when you're in the campground, you don't want anybody looking up your skirt. So you can roll this all the way down, and you don't have anybody peeking in through your doggy view windows. It goes all the way to the floor. And then just let it roll on up all by itself. Slow rise. Pretty awesome. You say, hey Mike, where did you get those? I bought these on Amazon, but they say no longer available. But if you look around at some places, this one is the right length. Because this is an electric bed, it doesn't interfere with the bed mechanism. It's short enough. It won't interfere with the electric bed mechanism. I like it. They should have done it at the factory. But I added this, and then of course you have the privacy curtains that wrap all the way around. Over here we have a little desk area. It has power outlet, 110 volt power and 12 volt power. So you can plug in your laptop, your iPad and sit here. You can sit here and snack away like a secondary table area. A lot of leg room in here. So you got enough leg room for the dog. Even a large dog will fit in here, looking out the window when you're going down, and it's like, ooh, wolf, squirrel, whatever the dog wants to look at, looking out the window. Keeps the pets entertained if you bring them along. I don't see any indication that the previous owner of this coach had pets in here, by the way, but if you want to bring your pet, you could. While we're up in the front, let's take a look at the seats. These are two-tone seats. We had these redone. This is very durable marine vinyl. If you look at others of these Hurricanes and Wind Sports, some of the seats, they kind of start to disintegrate because they use this really nice ultra leather. It's nice for about 4 years, and then it looks like it's time to buy a new motorhome. But we've redone these seats, had a professional upholstery shop go through it, and they did it in a two-tone color pattern, so it looks nice, blended color. You have like a dark brown and a light tan combination, which is matched to the pinstriping, so everything looks fantastic in here. Looks like brand new, and these seats swivel around. So these seats swivel around so you can enjoy the conversation from the luxury captain seats. They do also recline. There's a recline lever over here, so I can recline the seat back. I've got nice armrest here, so I can sit here and join the conversation with your guests, whether it's family or friends or whoever it may be that you've invited into your coach. One question I get asked a lot about these motorhomes is, how much room do I have to move around when the slides are in? First, I want to demonstrate. Let's put this bed away. Super easy. Just hit the button and the bed goes up electrically. We're raising the bed. Let's see how long it takes to close up camp here. And this bed, by the way, has a full mattress on it, not the little air mattress. It's a full mattress up in there. So that's tucked away. Turn the seats facing forward. Locked in. Make sure there's clearance for the seats. You put these away in the cabinet. Usually there's two people. The bedroom slide, need to make sure it's clear. There's a little switch right here. Retract the bedroom slide. Slide is coming in. This uses the Schwintek slide out mechanism. I really like the Schwintek mechanism. It's very high quality, and I see almost zero problems with it. When I say almost, some of the very large full wall slides, their first year of some of the mechanisms had some issues, but on RVs of this size, I generally don't see any problems with the Schwintek mechanism. And even if you had one and you had a problem, they're very easy to fix, and parts are well supported, so easy to fix them quickly. But generally, I don't have any problem with these Schwintek slide out mechanisms. Closing right up, and it's closed. When I say Schwintek, it's a gear drive system here, which it actually holds the coach solid. So this wall is still a wall when it's all the way in and all the way out. On some of the older motorhomes, there was no support at the top. So when you're driving over speed bumps, the whole slide could go like this on older motorhomes, moving, because all the support was underneath. It's like having a big hole in the side with something stuck in it. But this Schwintek mechanism makes the RV solid, like one continuous wall, as if the hole wasn't even there, because it strengthens your wall when it's open and closed. So you can't go all the way to the rear bathroom with the slide closed unless you climb over the bed, but if you did that, you could easily go back there. But you have easy access to the front restroom here. So when you're driving down the road, a lot of room to get through here. When I had my kids, they were sitting here. Big giant TV right here to play their video games. Very nice setup, and if they wanted to change the disc or something, they just reach for the cabinet. They could leave their seatbelts on. Very useful. Up overhead, you've got your max air vent, which is really nice. I'm going to talk about that while I'm on it. A max air vent is a very powerful 3-speed vent, and this one has a thermostat. So if you turn on the fan, to level 1 is very quiet. This one you can adjust the temperature that you want it to operate. So you can keep it set to only operate it when it gets too hot. Very easy to close. And remember, all these coach lights are LED lights. Let's open this up and take a quick peek. So it has an LED light element in there, not your incandescent bulb. It looks just the same light color, soft white like an incandescent bulb, but it's low energy, low heat LED lighting. So just imagine you're riding here, playing your video games like my kids were, and then dad up front says, hey, check this out. And then you can turn around and you can see out your big windows and things like that. This also has bay view windows in the slide out, which is really nice. So when you're parked with a lake on your left or the ocean on your left or gorgeous river valley on your left, you can sit here and you can have lunch, open your slide out, look at the greenery out there. Hey, I see some plants. And then you feel like you're not in the house. You feel like you're in a beautiful place and your stress level goes way down. All those bad days are behind you and tough days. While we're talking about the going over the road, you have your books and manuals in this pouch right here. 2 seat belts on the couch. It is possible to add a 3rd seat belt if you want to use the couch, but there are 3 seat belts in the dinette here. 1, 2, 3. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seat belted positions. It is possible to add an 8th seat belt to the sofa. There's enough room, but you could do that just by adding it up on there. And there's cup holders everywhere. Cup holder, cup holder. I have my big thermos cup, so my ice will last and my drinks will stay cold. While we're talking about all these features, there's very minimal carpet in this RV. Look at the drawers, nice and clean inside. This is not a lived-in motorhome. That can be a factor. There's no odors in here. It doesn't smell like smoke, doesn't smell like animals. There's odorless interior. And there's no carpet. As we walk from front to back, there's no carpet to trap dirt or odors. So it's easy to keep it clean, just a mop and a broom. There's only a little bit of carpet in the dinette in the front. Carpet is really nice to have over your engine compartment because it provides insulation for sound. So it makes it a little bit quieter in the RV having some carpet up here. And also for heat from the engine compartment, the exhaust and everything that's underneath, the carpet helps to insulate that. So that's one thing to consider. It's like, oh, I don't want any carpet. I hear that from a lot of customers, but it does have some advantages, especially over the engine area, to keep it a little bit more insulated for sound and heat. Now that we've concluded talking about the engine compartment, we're going to go outside and look underneath. As we go outside, this is our power awning controls right here. So from the switch, I can extend my shade awning at the press of a button. Right here it's going out, super easy. It's extended. This switch here that says step, okay, if you park at Walmart or the gas station, you don't want your step sticking out while you're parked in the shade of the gas station, because some guy or girl with sunglasses might come driving by your RV and not even see the step is out. So the switch, you can retract your switch step when you close the door. This is a unique to Class A motorhomes. Not all of them have it, but it's a really nice feature. But when you're in the campground, you don't want to wait for your step to come out and extend. So you switch it the other way so that when you close the door, the step stays open. So that protects your steps in the gas station and the parking lot so nobody will hit them, but it protects you against fall injuries in the campground. So when you had a couple beers, you make sure that your steps are out there for you when you get out. That's what that's about. On the left we have use and store. So let's say you stop at the gas station and you don't want your propane flames burning on your water heater or your refrigerator. So you put it into store position really quick. It shuts off the electrical system, 12-volt system, so that none of that stuff will come on when you're filling propane or fuel. If you want, you can do that. Or when you're going to put it into storage, make sure everything's off and you don't run the battery down while it's in storage. You hit it in store position. Over here is your patio light, your roof lights. So when you get in the coach for the first time getting it ready, you just hit the light switch right here. Your main cabin lights, 3 of them, LED, come on at the touch of a switch. Super easy. Very nice. You have an outlet right here next to the door. Easy access. So let's go take a look underneath and on top. So we've come up on the roof of this Thor Hurricane to take a look and inspect the roof. While we're up here, I'm going to show you, this has weatherproof vent covers. These are max air vent covers, so you can leave your roof vents open and you don't have to worry about leaves and debris and rain coming in and damaging the interior of your RV if you forget to close it, or if you want to leave it open just because you want fresh air coming through. It's really nice at night. This does have a temperature controlled fan right here, so you can keep fresh air circulating through your RV at your campsite. Roof is in really good shape. You have these awnings over the slide outs. Now when you park under a tree at a nice campground and the birds and the squirrels dropping acorns on your RV, they'll just roll off the side, and rain and dust and things like that, to keep the top of your slide out clean. So when you put it inside, you're not bringing all those contamination into the coach. If you buy an RV that doesn't have slide top or awnings, that means you're going to have to get up on the roof every time you want to put the slides out or in and sweep them clean, or even wash them off. But you don't have to worry about that when you have slide top or awnings. And the main awning is in excellent condition. It's electric, power operated awning. And while we're up here, we do have the satellite dome and the digital over-the-air broadcast antenna. And we're going to take a look at the other awning over the main slide out. Is in great condition as well. And this RV with full body paint goes all the way to the roof's edge, so you don't see the white roof from the sides of the RV, which is really nice. Very well done on this Hurricane. The seals and everything look good. There's a roof access ladder. We're not getting any leaks. We've had this in the rain and we didn't get any leaks out of it, so it's in good shape. So we're gonna walk underneath this Thor Hurricane. Looks fantastic with full body paint, glossy shiny motorhome. We're gonna take a look underneath. So we're gonna go look underneath and we're gonna roll underneath with a little creeper here, creep around. On the back we have a V5 towing package with a 7-pin connector. All you have to do is buy it, plug in your trailer, and you're good to go. There's a really nice rock skirt on the back. This is tough, like a tire type rubber, well secured to the back. So if you're going down a gravel road or pick up a rock or something, it'll catch it and prevent it from flying back and hitting vehicles behind you, especially if you're towing a vehicle behind you. Right here we have a 2018 Mercedes. It's a little big to tow, but if you were towing a Mercedes car, you wouldn't want a big rock thrown by your tire at it, and that's what the rock skirt does. It prevents damage to anything you're towing, whether it's a boat or whatever. If you're towing a fiberglass boat, you don't want to get to the river and find you have a big hole in your boat. That's not good. So the rock skirt's very useful for that. 80-gallon fuel tank on the Ford chassis. Very good fuel range. You know, these Mercedes get great gas mileage because they're smaller and they have a diesel, but they don't go very far in a tank of gas. 200 miles is a safe bet with the Mercedes before you have to refuel with new load of diesel. But the big A-class motorhome with 80 gallons, you probably could go 400 miles, maybe more, before you even have to worry about refueling, which means a lot less fuel stops, which is nice. I personally like long range. You have 4-wheel disc brakes, you have Bilstein shocks, stainless steel wheel simulators with tire fillers. You got your tires back here. Rear anti-sway bar. This coach does not show any rust or corrosion. I did pick it up in New Mexico, and that's not a snowy. They have a little bit of snow, but there's no sign of the kind of snow or ice exposure that you would see in a place like New York or New Jersey or someplace like that. It's real clean under here. The exhaust looks bright, like no corrosion at all. We're at the step. We're going to go around the step. The step is in good condition, no corrosion. The leveling jacks, when you're looking at leveling jacks, you want to look at the cylinder here and make sure there's no pitting or rust, and we don't see any of that. Even if I look up at the bottom, it's glossy satin black finish on the paint. It's not rusty up there. That's the original paint. It's not touched up or anything. It's really good shape. We have new tires on the front, brand new or almost new tires on the front. The rears are original at this point, but the fronts are new tires. Their date code right here is 2017, when it was manufactured. Bilstein shocks, front suspension, AC compressor. We're looking at the belts, looking at the hoses. Everything looks okay up here. We have some condensation from the air conditioning dripping down because I was just running the AC. That's just normal. The axle, front axle. Look at the paint. There's no rust, no corrosion. It's nice. Tire tread. Almost brand new tires. We're on the sunny side now. We're walking around here looking at the exhaust. Stainless steel exhaust pipe for the generator. The Onan 5500. We did service the generator. It has proven very reliable, and we're not having any problems with it right now, so it's good. The generator's good. Look at your transmission. No evidence of any kind of leakage from the transmission, and no, that's aluminum. If you're exposed to rusting, salting, corrosive surfaces, that wouldn't look like that. It looks like brand new, fresh out of the factory underneath here. Very nice. Go towards the back, looking underneath here. Emission controls. This is your first dumping station dump tank. Okay, this has got 2 dump stations. The front dump station is for the front restroom and the kitchen sink. Okay, you have a second dump station. Okay, why do you have 2 dump stations? That's because when you're going up or down a hill, you don't want your water slashing back and forth in the motorhome. This prevents that. So the rear bathroom has its own dump station for black and gray. Fuel, bolts, everything in good shape. There's one little spider. A new power cable that I purchased for this coach. Spider web right here. That's a Black Widow web. But the Black Widow doesn't come with the RV. We keep that. So, looking in the back here, it's nice and clean. I mentioned the dump station. Let's take a peek at that. So talking about the hookups here, we've got the black and gray for the rear bathroom. The front bathroom is in a separate compartment with separate hookup. You come in, you twist, lock the hose on the black and gray connector. It feeds through. There's a Y adapter with this, so you can connect both at the same time. but I only think you need to use one. You just dump that one first. When you're camping, this is how you use your black and gray tank if you don't know. Okay, you always want to keep the black tank closed unless you're dumping. And you only want to dump until it's empty, and then keep it closed at all times when you're not dumping. The gray tank, if you're hooked up at the campground, you can leave it open when you're hooked up. But if you do that on the last day you're going to be camped, come over here and close it, because when you're camped and everybody's taking a shower, it'll accumulate some water in the gray tank, so that on the last day when you dump your waste tank, you pull the handle, all the waste goes out from the waste tank, from the black tank, and then when you're done you close that and you pull the gray handle and dump all the shower water out to rinse the lines. Makes it easy to campground. And the reason why you want to always keep the black tank closed, if you're hooked up to the campground sewer system, you don't want the sewer gases to back up into your motorhome, so you want to keep that closed. The gray tank has J-traps at the bottom of the sinks like you have in your house, so those will prevent gases from backing up into the motorhome. But the black tank is a different story. You don't want to let all the liquids go out and accumulate solids in your black tank, so you want to keep that closed. Only open it when you're dumping, or you're going to have a problem. This coach is nice because the power connector goes to an outlet like this. The biggest advantage of the outlet being here is that, you know, if a critter like a squirrel or rat or mouse wants to climb into your coach, they can't get in by climbing up the power cable. It seals off the interior so they don't have access. A lot of coaches, the power cable comes out of the rear storage compartment and comes through a big hole, so if a squirrel or something climbs up into your coach, that's like, oh look, it's nice environment up here, and then they'll stay there. The sewer dumping point is its own outside compartment, so there's no place for a squirrel or something to go in here either. Everything is sealed off with a seal. So my name is Mike Johnson. Thank you for watching my video. Give me a call if this coach is available. Check out my website. My website is mybestcar.com. It does say that on the license plate. And if the coach is available, you can give me a call direct, 951-681-2101. Here's my website right here. Thank you.